Welcome back to the Degenerates podcast, my little gooner gamers. We are joined today by my lovely co-hosts above me, Danny,
Hello.
and to the top left, Junie.
Pyro picked this movie.
We are lacking the Grim today, as he did have a moral standpoint on this movie, which is respectable. We love him, and he can say no. He has the ability to consent. Today we watched.
It's important to have the ability to say no.
Yeah,
Why
specifically
do we
today.
gotta say that about this movie?
So we watched
God
the
damn.
movie about it.
All right. I specifically believe that you have to deal with your grief with comedy. It is the way that I believe all of life should be. And with that, I will introduce our movie to be I Spit on Your Grave, the 2010 version, directed by Stephen R. Monroe, who you may not believe also directed Pee-wee's Playhouse. Ironic, kind of.
No fucking shot did you just drop that lore bomb on me. What?
Yeah, he directed Pee-wee's
You're
Playhouse.
telling me Pee-wee's fucking Playhouse and I Spit on Your Grave have the same director?
Yeah, they do.
What the fuck?
At least the 2010 version that we watched, yeah. To start this off, I would like to give a quote from our Danny boy, from which he quoted something else, but I don't care about that. But he said this: "Truly enjoy the warmth of spring. You must endure the harshness of winter." And I think that really encapsulates the first and second halves of this movie.
I'm glad
For what it's worth,
that
I would
was-
also like to quote Danny. Have you ever sat in a fucking...
that's the quote I thought was coming out. I was ready to defend myself. Then Tyro did something nice, and then Junie's gonna be a fucking... I almost said a...
You almost said a
not
slur.
So nice word.
You're trying to fucking
said-
speedrun getting
I almost
canceled.
said the Australian word for pussy.
Fuck the Australians call a pussy.
Let's just say, while
just
we were
pussy
watching
upside
this
down?
movie, some of the people viewing it had quite a few jokes to crack in it.
Oh yeah.
We were trying to lighten the mood by cracking jokes, and then it got so serious. I've never heard our Discord so
It was
silent, and there's 13 people in it.
Well,
Serious
Danny,
as a
like Junie
fucking
said,
train wreck.
you haven't been bricked up in our Discord call with 13 other men. Okay, sorry. Now that we shitted on and gave him his flowers, let's actually jump into the movie and beware that there are going to be spoilers shortly.
It is also worth saying what the type of movie this is.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is
This is like genuine trigger warning for this movie.
Yeah, we do have to give an actual big old trigger warning. There is grape in this movie. It is a grape revenge movie. It is brutal. It is a lot. It's completely understandable that Grim did not want to dive in on this one. He did watch it with us, to be fair. So what we did was we put a bunch of movies onto a wheel, and on the wheel, the actual first thing we got to was The Wailing, which Danny picked. And
Which I will tell you, I have watched The Wailing. It is a good movie. The only fucking reason we ended up not watching it tonight instead was because these fuckers wanted to play Slay the Spire the whole time, and The Wailing is a Korean movie in Korean with English subtitles, and they didn't want to have to read.
We did make Grim take shots to allow us to change said movie. He did so, and it landed on this, and then we stuck on this.
Yeah, we didn't even fight him on it. He just like started taking shots out of nowhere.
He was gonna drink regardless.
This is fair. He was going to do that. All right. You guys want to say anything else before we jump into spoilers?
Let me double check my notes real quick. I mean, have we covered the cast at all? Because I don't remember if the cast was like necessarily
The only cast member that I remember being prevalent in anything else really was Chad. What was his last name? Chad Lindbergh. Chad Lindbergh, who was also in the Fast and Furious movies, and he was in something else. What was it? What was it? Chad Lindbergh. I wanted to say he was in Final Destination, but he's not. I don't think he was in October Sky, the Fast and Furious movies, and Supernatural. Apparently, I do feel like he is a prevalent 2010s horror, etc. kind of person that you see a lot in my brain. I don't know what exactly I'm thinking of, but he does pop into my mind and all of those type of things. It says he might have been in Shelby Oaks, or no, that's just me. I searched before. Okay, never mind. I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, what else are you thinking, Junie?
I mean, the main star, Sarah Butler, as far as I am aware, was in like a single episode of Grey's Anatomy. This would be like years after, because Grey's Anatomy's been running for. Grey's Anatomy is what I like to call
One
the
second.
white woman's One Piece.
1 second. I think I'm hearing echoing.
The white woman's.
Where am I hearing an echo?
That Grey's Anatomy has been going on for a long time.
Junior, are you using a weird mic today or something?
No?
I'm hearing like Danny, are you hearing it? Am I fucking stupid?
I don't hear an echo, but my headphone also broke literally right before we watched the movie and made me sad.
Sick.
So
Did you talk again?
Yeah, Grey's Anatomy is the white woman's One Piece.
I'm hearing a weird echo behind you. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's not coming from Danny's mic.
I have no idea.
Okay. All right.
Wait, hold on. Oh, I think it is coming from Danny's.
it's coming from me. I'm not even talking or.
No, there's like some type of fucking reverberation coming from you for like some of the things. It's not everything being said.
It's weird. My mic hasn't moved or anything.
I don't know. It's weird. I'm not hearing something. I don't know. We'll keep going though. Yeah. So you're talking about the cast. The cast wasn't
Yeah.
super prevalent by any means. Like they're not big old. Like from what I did when I looked through, I didn't see anybody that's like super well known by any means. But Ted Lindbergh. Go ahead and hit him.
By
with
the
it.
way, just because I kind of have to, like again, white woman's One Piece. Grey's Anatomy has been going on for over 20 years and has over 460 episodes.
I don't know how the fuck
So-
every white woman's mother watches Grey's Anatomy for 13 years at a time and then takes a 5-minute break and then comes back to it. But yeah, it is kind of weird.
I'm glad I'm not alone on that one. But that's all I've got, at least for that starting, that little bit. But I guess now spoilers. If you do want to watch the movie, oh boy,
They made
It's a rough
4
one.
of these.
I do believe so. There is the original, and then there's a remake, and then a sequel to the remake, and then something else. If I'm correct, I don't know.
There's the original one was 1978,
Yes.
and then there was the 2010 remake. And they made I Spit on Your Grave 2, which I have watched that one, which again, that one takes place in Russia. And then I Spit on Your Grave 3, which I didn't even know there was a third game, or why did I say game? Third movie. I got my head in the wrong spot, I guess. And there was a 2019 sequel called I Spit on Your Grave Deja Vu, and I
Yeah.
don't know what they mean by a sequel. That concerns me.
Could
Yeah,
you
I'm not sure.
imagine a fucking game that's just all QTEs based on this movie?
Don't even do this to me. Don't even do this to me.
No. That would be the Saw game, because that was entirely QTEs.
All right, we're jumping into this. Spoiler alerts and trigger warning. It is rough. It is a bad one. So very typical dreaded horror movie. We go into the gas station. We're at a gas station. There is a girl. She's lost as fuck. There's rednecks. The worst horror trope of all time, in my opinion. Hate it. Burn it. We're
Why
lost.
is rednecks the fucking thing you hate in horror movies?
I don't know. They're just always yeehawing, and I'm like, can you just fucking die already? So we're lost and trying to get to a cabin that we're apparently, I'd assume, renting for several months, is what she said.
So yeah, she when she's on her way into town, she stops at a auto body shop, and
Yeah.
she talks to the owner, and she gets the key from him. She said she was renting it because she is a novelist. She is going out into the woods for some peace and quiet to work on her next novel.
Yeah.
And she was saying that she was going to be there for a couple of months.
And she immediately pisses off the rednecks right after she tells them where she's staying. Great time, great ideas, nothing could go wrong. She gets hit on. She accidentally dumps water all over him. Yeah, so we go back to the house. She immediately drives to the cabin with no worries whatsoever. Like, that guy won't follow me back and eat my ass while I'm sleeping. That wouldn't happen. She hears noises while she's on the laptop, and she's talking to her friend. There's something going on in her shed, which isn't her shed, which in this movie, she goes to this shed like fucking 4 or 5 times. Why? Do you own this shed? Or are you worried about what's in it? You don't know what the fuck's in this shed. Why do you care about what's in the shed? Just leave it alone. And it's like the number one rule of scary movies. It's not my problem. It's not gonna hurt me. Fuck it. Fuck it. Be weird. If you're fucking if somebody's fucking around the shed, be weird and ignore it.
Yeah, it's the same shit like when she like, fucking walked outside in the middle of the night and was like looking around
Yes.
after hearing a noise. Like no one would do that. Like I'm not gonna fucking hear something outside and then be like, oh, I should go investigate. I'm in the middle of the woods.
Correct. The laptop gets put back, and then we kind of see some recording of Jen in secret. She's getting recorded from behind. It's like her underwear, etc. She's in a vulnerable spot. Um, and not really much is known about this. We don't know what's going on until the next morning, where we see. Has her phone already been dropped in the toilet?
No, this is when she goes out for a morning jog,
Yes.
comes back, goes to use the sink. It's coming up like rusty red, and then she checks the toilet and it's clogged.
Yes. We get Matthew coming to fix it, who is a character who's portrayed as having special needs, played by Chad Lindbergh. And he's fixing the thing. He fixes it. She gets very excited and she like kisses him on the cheek, very happy about it. And before she can pay him, he kind of rushes out and like he's either nervous, full of anxiety, just uncomfortable, whatever's going on. You can't really tell. It almost seems like he's uncomfortable with the situation, which is fair, very fair. Um, he goes back to his friends where he talks to them. Who we see them. Stanley is there recording the others murdering a fucking fish.
Yep. It is. I don't think we mentioned their name. So there's at the moment we know of 4 of these hillbillies, right?
The fat hillbilly is Stanley.
Yeah, they have the fat one named Stanley. You have the awkward one that was working on her plumbing, which is Matthew. Andy is there, and Andy's just this guy kind of off to the side. He doesn't do a whole lot for the first bit. And then Johnny is the ringleader of them. He is the one that got water spilt on him in the opening scene of the movie.
Factual.
And these are all, like 3 of them are all just sitting around a lake getting ready to do some fishing. And they're beating up a fish with a baseball bat for some reason.
True. And he's recording it. They're being weird. Matthew shows up and talks to them about the girl. We go from there. Talk about the girl, and then they kind of say like, "Oh, we're gonna go do that." They make it weird. They make it uncomfortable. I think pretty quickly we get back to the house, and the bitch is once again caring about the shed far too much. And the assailants here, all 4 of them, we don't really know who did what, but they leave a dead bird on her porch. She goes to check everything out, and she walks out of her house when they sneak in, and they take a fucking selfie on her laptop for some reason. Doesn't make much sense to me. But yeah, we have a horrible time here where this is the aggressive part. They all come into her house. They all start assaulting her with horrible different methods, such as Johnny putting a gun in her mouth, making her show his teeth like a horse, making her show her teeth like a horse, making her whinny, etc. That doesn't happen until a little bit later. This is the first time. This is the first time.
The bottle fellatio, the gun fellatio.
There was a lot of very, very crude acts that were conducted.
Horrible things. Andy's
Yes.
recording it all. No, yeah, Stanley's recording it all, and Andy's like flicking matches at her. She does, however, end up macing Stanley, and she smacks Johnny.
Bashes a fucking bottle on. I think it was Andy.
She does
on his knee.
She does several different things to get away, and she ends up running away. And in the woods, she ends up running into 2 men, one of which is the sheriff. The other is the guy who was at the gas station.
His name's
not
Noel.
Johnny, but yeah, like the older guy at the gas station.
Yeah.
Here we have the sheriff trying to take her back to her house and trying to understand what's going on. She's explaining, she's being realistic, and he notices some alcohol. He explains that this is a lot of alcohol. You plan on drinking this? It's open. Basically, he's basically at this very moment doing the what were you wearing thing to the woman. Yeah, that's the best way I could really describe it. It's like you deserved it. You were wearing that, and it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. He finds a joint in the ashtray. It has lipstick on it. She was smoking, whatever. He very much blames her, and we realize very, very quickly that the sheriff is in on it. He's in on the men and brings them back. Here we have some more violence and sexual assault. Pretty quickly.
It is. We're abridging it, but this actually was like a good 30-minute sequence for this movie. This is not like a short process.
The first like 15 minutes of the movie is the setup, and then the next like 40 is just the awful, awful things that happen to this poor woman.
Yeah, it is violent, it is aggressive, it is visceral, it is all of these things. You really do feel for her. Um, you'd also feel for Matthew at a moment, as he is the mentally challenged character, or portrayed as mentally challenged, whatever. And he is forced to, by his friends, sexually assault Jen, which is the main female's name. He's forced to sexually assault her. It happens. He vomits. Everything happens like that. She gets horribly attacked. She is then followed up. She gets outside somehow. How do we get outside?
After the first act, she just kind of gets up and walks outside. Yes. No, she had like passed out because one of them choked her out, and then when she wakes up, she walks outside, and they're all out there just waiting for her.
Yes.
It is a
lot.
Kind of like, it is a lot. It is gut wrenching because you just woke up from one of the worst experiences of your life, and the assailants are still there just waiting for more.
They're going back at it. We're outside. I think it's Andy and Stanley who both start shoving her face into a puddle and trying to suffocate her. Then there's sexual assault by the sheriff, who anally grape her to a harmonica solo by Andy, which, what the fuck is that placement? He's playing the harmonica all gently, like a fucking ship's going down. He's wild. Also, this is the part where Danny asked if you've ever been bricked up in a Discord with 13 other men.
I fucking hate when you take me so far out of context.
You said it.
You kind of did this one to yourself.
This is just the exact point in which you said it.
Victim blame.
Okay, all right. All the horrible things happen. While the sheriff is anally assaulting her, Johnny does also assault her in the mouth. And she ends up walking away completely naked, etc. Just completely in shock. And we do notice that the sheriff is about to shoot her while she's walking away, but instead she just jumps off of this bridge in the middle of the woods into a lake. The sheriff is directing everyone to go in their different ways to cover up the crime, whether it be Andy burning down the entire house, or Stanley destroying the videotape, or Johnny dismantling her car and taking care of all of those things. Yeah, that's where we get we're getting pretty close to the second act, or the third act, I guess, as we get set up. Then the horrible crimes to her, and then the revenge. You may have thought, "Oh, Tyro, I can't get enough of that grape. When's the next thing coming, though?" Yeah, we do get the revenge finally, after a violent hour. I believe we were an hour in, and we finally get the revenge.
She jumped into the water from the lake after she got away from everything, or the river that took her away, at minute 56.
Yeah,
it was close. Was where it all ended, and then the second half of the whole movie is just the revenge plot.
Yes. So that happens. We get very quickly, Stanley goes to the other two men and explains the tape was stolen. They're confused because they thought that the sheriff stomped the tape, because Stanley is recording all of this, which is just the most insane evidence of all fucking time. They believed that the sheriff stomped on that tape and destroyed it, but Stanley had swapped the tapes out and kept that tape. So they're all flipping out about it. They're all explaining it. And I believe this is when we get to go see the dead bird at Johnny's house on his trailer porch. Johnny is finding different things on his porch. He finds two separate different dead birds and then a flip flop. And then in his bushes, they start rattling, and Johnny finds the rubber bands that Matthew was flicking on his wrist. The typical 2010s thing where you just put a rubber band on your wrist and flick it for some reason. I don't remember why that was a thing. Like anxiety or some shit.
So I would compare it to like stimming. I think.
Okay, fair
it's
enough.
a stim thing, but also it was very prevalent when it came to people who self-harm.
Yeah, I do remember that. Now you said that. Yeah.
So people who struggle with hurting themselves, one of the things that they can do instead that they are told to do by like therapists is like, instead of cutting yourself, you can use a rubber band to, anytime you get the urge to do that, because it's still feedback that you can receive.
This is fair.
Not that it's good feedback, but it's better than the alternative. He was clearly incredibly duressed by the situation, which is why he started doing it. I mean, he winds up throwing up after, and obviously anxiety is high when you have your, I guess, friends and or brothers egging you on to commit a heinous act.
Yeah, he's also portrayed as at least mentally challenged in some way, shape, or form, and it's just bad. It just feels horrible. We are all making jokes because that's how we deal with this type of shit. Whenever something makes you uncomfortable, but there is quite a few points where even the fucked up friend group that we have just went into silence for minutes long.
Yeah.
It was pretty brutal. But back to the movie, we're getting the tape delivered to the sheriff's house. After we talk about the tape being delivered and Johnny finds out that it wasn't destroyed, we find out that the sheriff at his house had been delivered the tape to his wife. His wife, however, did not have a tape player to play it, and the sheriff keeps his calm completely, doesn't flip out what the fuck's ever, and doesn't basically play his entire hand to his wife. Flips out, smacks his head with the tape a few times, kisses his wife, and runs out of the house like a fucking fire is happening to everything he loves. His wife is none the fucking brighter, though. She didn't give a shit. She was like, that's kind of weird, but, he has stuff to do, I guess.
Must be the dance.
It is. I do want to. I'll touch on this after we're done because there's a lot of points about this movie that like it is a horrific movie, but there is the horror of this movie is like in how real it is because like I'll touch on that at the end. I just felt like I had to say something because this is like it is so visceral for so many different reasons.
Yeah. Very shortly after this, we end up in the woods again with the sheriff killing Old Man Earl for, I guess, just trying to keep odds at end. He didn't want. So essentially, who had called? I'm not sure who had called Earl, but they were asking about Jen because she hadn't showed up in months and no one had talked to her, and they knew that the sheriff was the last person to see her by his own accord. So he took Earl into the woods and murdered him. Great time. We cut back to Matthew, and I guess he's kind of having some delusions. He's not sure whether he's having a dream or not. But he stumbles into the old house, and he gets fucking choked with a noose by Jen. He's not killed. At least we find out later he's not killed. I guess right now we're kind of under the presumption that he was killed. I didn't really know. But then we get Stanley and Andy running into Jen in the woods, and Stanley, his big fat dumbass, runs into a fucking bear trap. Andy comes over to help him, and very quickly we see Jen appear.
Practical effect, by the way.
It was pretty fucking good. You could see bone and everything. I thought it was pretty solid. Andy comes up to help him, and Jen smacks him in the fucking side of the head with a bat. And then I do believe right after, Stanley is also hit with a bat. They're both set up in their specific traps. Andy is set up in a trap that is a bathtub where he is sitting on two planks, like on the top end of the bathtub, and having a water hose fill the tub very slowly. And then Stanley has his I guess it's like his forehead and his under his jaw are taped, and then his arms are taped behind the tree. So he's basically stuck, unable to move most of his head, besides like a little bit of his mouth. And he is stuck to the tree, unable to really do anything. Kind of curious where this is going to go. We do kind of. This was kind of one of Grimm's pet peeves with this, is that this is in a very real way just kind of torture porn for a minute. You can appreciate the practicals. You can enjoy the fact and take solace in the fact that this woman is getting her revenge and she's taking back what is owed to her. She's taking back what's hers, and in her own spirit doing whatever makes her have the power again. I do like that. But I also do completely understand the fact that this is a lot. And to be completely real, this was my pick, and I did want to pick something fucked up to talk about. I did. This was all on me. Don't blame anybody else. It was on me, but we did put it on a wheel and shit. So there was God could have picked something else, but he said, "Fuck it, we ball." But no, it was on me.
God did pick something else. We just decided not to watch it
because they wanted to play Slay the Spire.
I said, God, get out of my way.
I said, God, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna take your name and your penis vein.
Not my vein. It's the most defining feature.
Oh, was it blue? So they get set up in their traps.
What did you like to know, Weather Boy?
So Stanley gets his eyelids cut by fish hooks. Yeah, he gets fish hooked open, so his eyes are stuck open, and Andy's tub of water is being filled. Obviously by water initially, but then it starts getting filled with lye, which I don't fucking know what lye is, but it's a acid of some sort based on the results. Let's look up lye real quick just so we can talk about it. It's sodium hydroxide.
It's a type of like acidic chemical. It's used in a lot of like hair dyes and stuff.
It's a highly caustic, strong alkaline compound, essentially for making soap via saponification. Primarily used to produce bar soap and liquid soap, as well as for cleaning drains, oven degreasing, and food processing, according to Google. Yeah.
Fun fact, it's also used for bleaching hair.
Yeah, I mean, that's all things that I don't want on my fucking face, for sure.
So
Fun fact,
basically,
it's also used for killing rapists.
Hell yeah. W. Let me get a W in the chat. Do I have my sounds on right now? One second. Oh, fuck, I can't believe you've done this.
Fuck. I can't believe you've
done this. Vine Boom. And then do I have, Wilhelm Scream? Yeah. And then we have, this is Junie saying, how many Brazilians do you think I know?
I only know one in his...
I forget what other sounds I have.
I think you know a Brazilian.
I thought I had a clapping sound effect, but I don't. But I do have Junie saying, how many Brazilians do you think I know? That's one of my favorites.
I know like 2 of them.
I don't remember where the fuck that came from. Maybe like Lucio? We talked about Lucio?
Yeah, I was playing as Lucio in Overwatch some long while ago.
I do love that.
It must have been a long time ago, considering you fucking sing the death song for that game.
I still fucking hate it. It's still a dog shit game.
He's actually played Overwatch recently, I feel like. Haven't you?
I did. About 2 weeks ago, I played Overwatch, and then I've just kind of been like, okay, I've got my fill.
That's fair. Okay, so we have Stanley getting his eyes fish hooked open, and Andy's tub of water is filling with lye, which is just an acid of some sort.
And then she pulls the first board out from underneath him.
Hell yeah. I'll let you hit with this one if you want, Junie.
Yeah, like, so she pulls the first board out from underneath him, and he's basically having to keep himself, like, suspended above this tub of now highly caustic chemical water mix.
We should also state that the way that she's killing them is all the things that they did to wrong her.
Yep. So
like,
literally,
the guy with the fish hooks, his whole shtick was that he was like recording on a camcorder, so he wanted to watch. So she made sure he couldn't close his eyes.
Andy was flicking the matches at her, so you know.
And was the one that was telling them to push her head into the mud pool again over and over. So that's why she starts to drown him.
It's how do I put it? There's a word for it that I can't think of. It's poetic justice?
Yeah.
It's pretty poetic. It's more like karmatic justice.
Yeah, I would definitely say the karmatic for sure. They're getting their karma.
It is definitely justice, though.
We notice the justice
Um,
coming in its finest form whenever we get the fucking crows showing up, which I
oh
did want to talk
yeah,
about this because I'm fairly certain that these were shitty CGI crows from what I remember.
they were
Yeah,
like
no, those were definitely superimposed crows. Those were not
they
physical.
so Stanley's got tied up to the trees, got fish hooks in his eyes. She did smear fish chunks all over him to draw the crows in. Crows get there, they start pecking on him, climbing all over him, and then they fucking peck his eyes out.
It was nice.
Well, they
It's
also fucking. She also, don't forget, she jammed the dead
Mouse.
lizard rat thing into
the
his
dead
mouth.
rat in his mouth.
He did vomit from that. That was kind of
It's
viral.
it was a very grotesque. Like I will say, the scene, like with the bit with the crows kind of pecking his eyes out, is probably like the weakest part, but like it's still effective.
Yeah, it definitely did what it needed to do.
Yeah.
So we got Stanley. We got Andy's basically killing himself slowly but surely as he is being forced to prop himself up, and whenever he can't, he dips his face into the lye water, burning his fucking face off essentially. And I really love, like, I do love how quickly we are getting into the meat of the kills, etc. We're going straight into it. There is no waiting. There is no long setup. There is nothing of the sort. We are just back to back, having Jen show you who the fuck is the boss. And after we've killed, well, technically Michael is not dead yet. We didn't know that.
Matthew.
Matthew, yes. Matthew's not dead. We don't know that though. But Stanley and Andy both are, and now we are moving on to the gas station. We see Johnny coming out of the gas station, and Johnny is trying to flirt up a skirt. He's flirting up a skirt. That's what he's doing. Sees a woman in a skirt bending over, goes to hit her up, and he says something. I can't remember what his one-liner is because this movie is violent one-liners. The
Hey
dumb
there,
redneck
mind
shit.
if I fill you up?
That's what he said. You're right. It's a bunch of one-liners that they say to her that then she comes back and regurgitates as she fucking murders him, which I love. So Jen's at the gas station. Johnny sees her, and then he hits on her, and then she hits on him with a fucking tire iron. We don't have to watch him get dragged back to this fucking abandoned house, but he does get that. He's ball gagged. It's not really a ball gag, though. I don't know what you really call this, but it is a device that's like a piece of metal that would be. It's like almost like the ball gag is like a metal cylinder, and it's shoved in his mouth. He
It's a horse mouthpiece.
that
It's
makes
to
sense.
put reins in.
That
Yep.
makes sense. Ooh, I like that. Okay. So Johnny is basically being choked like that, and then she pulls out the fucking pliers. Horsey boy, it's time to get your teeth removed. She
And
plucks
this
his
is
fucking
where
teeth.
I looked away from the screen and almost threw up because teeth
Yeah.
horror is my least favorite kind of horror.
This one did not do much to me. I don't think it was fantastic, as the CGI was kind of subpar. But if you really fucking hate teeth horror, Bring Her Back destroyed me. Bring Her Back, I had to look away from that shit. That was bad. You remember that, Junie? Spoilers for fucking Bring Her Back.
I remember the movie. I don't remember the teeth scene.
So in Bring Her Back, just a random aside to a different movie because I want to fucking point out that the worst teeth scene that I've seen in fucking forever. There was a little boy in the movie. I can't remember what his fucking name was, but the older teenager gave him a knife with fucking watermelon on it or something. He just handed it to him, and he has like this demon inside of him that's making him hurt himself, etc. Eat cats, all this weird shit. And he starts fucking violently ripping his teeth out with a knife and like sawing his fucking mouth. Um, it was rough. That was bad. But yeah, Johnny gets his mouth fucked with a gun, like Jen did several times with the shotgun, with or with Johnny's revolver, which she's now using on him. And then he keeps talking shit. He keeps talking shit. And then he stops talking shit whenever she brings out the fucking shears and takes his pee-pee, and takes it from him. And then she puts it in his mouth and feeds it to him. And then we get Johnny fucking dead. He bleeds to death from pee-pee removing services. Jen then goes to the sheriff's house and poses as his daughter's honor program teacher. Um, he is fucking horrified. He doesn't realize at first what's going on. He's just like, "Oh, the teacher's there. It's an honor to meet you." And she goes, "Uh, hey, it's me, Jennifer Hills." He goes, "Wait, wait, wait." La, 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 la. He fucking immediately brakes. He brakes the car, and then after talking to her for a minute, then drives back again, which you'd think you would just fucking full speed at that point. But he gets to his
also
house.
Another part that we need to put in. This was a one-liner from, I believe, Tyro. But
God, what
he's
did I
like, wait
say?
a minute, is his wife pregnant? He's not really an ass man if she's pregnant.
I did say that. I did say that. He did say he's an ass
Yeah.
man.
He's not a true ass man if she's getting pregnant.
That's true. What the fuck you doing?
Crazy one take.
Yes. So he speeds back to his house to go to his wife and ask what happened to their daughter. The wife says that the teacher took the daughter for just basically meeting up with a fucking teacher, essentially, like getting to know your student. Which, if you're a fucking parent and you're just like, I met this teacher for the first time and I said, take my daughter, you're a fucking idiot. Die, respectfully. You're just begging for some horrible things to happen there. But yeah, so the sheriff drives to the playground where he suspects that they are, and he gets out of the car. He goes and looks. He doesn't see fucking anything. He runs back to his car and does the Dukes of Hazzard, like fucking slide over your hood. Look like shit. Was like very confused and very annoyed by the fact that it looks so bad and that he is a dumb fucking redneck doing that. Just walk around the car. It wasn't that deep. And he sits in his car, and Jen smacks him in the head and knocks him out. He very quickly wakes up, and he wakes up in an abandoned building with a shotgun up his ass. Hey, it's a great time.
I love that.
You love a good shotgun up your ass. It's my favorite. She is talking to him. She's shit talking to him. She is fucking fisting him with a shotgun, essentially, getting deeper and deeper until she starts out by saying that, like, he's begging for his daughter's life, essentially, and he says that she's just an innocent girl, and Jen responds with, so was I. And I don't think Jen's doing anything to the girl here. I think she probably just took her back to the house or something. I don't think that she got injured in any way, shape, or form here.
No, but she then proceeded to aggressively maneuver the shotgun deeper into his prison pocket cavity.
Correct, yeah.
While making him imagine someone doing that to his daughter, because that's what he did to her.
It's true. Danny, you want to finish this off?
I mean, what else is there to say other than when she was done, we find out that the one guy is still alive. The special needs guy, I forget his name. Matthew is still alive, and he pulls the cord, and the shotgun goes off.
Well,
and
so she does the thingy, she does, like, so it's not hooked up initially, but then she does take a string, and Matthew's sitting in the corner of the room in a little cuck chair, knocked out.
The torture cuck chair.
The torture cuck chair is wild. But yeah, he's tied. He gets his wrist tied to a string that is then connected to the trigger of the shotgun. And so whenever Matthew wakes up and the sheriff is incapable of communicating because he's a fucking idiot for some reason, he says, Matthew, no, don't, Matthew. And then Matthew moves, pulls the fucking trigger, and blasts a fucking hole from the sheriff's asshole to his face hole. And does Matthew get hit by the shotgun blast? I can't really tell.
Yeah, I think Matthew gets hit by the shotgun blast in this as well.
Okay, and then that's pretty much it. There's not much more to it.
Does Matthew die?
Yeah, Matthew died.
Okay.
I wasn't exactly sure.
I think I missed that part because I think I
watched him get covered in blood and stuff. But I can't remember.
Been the blood from sitting in front of the shotgun.
Yeah, that's what I thought initially. I couldn't tell if he actually got like hit by the fucking pellets himself. But either way,
I think it's a safe assumption that he's dead.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, he is killed by the shotgun blast setup that kills both him and the sheriff in both versions of the movie. because
Fair.
we watched the 2010 version. The 1978 was the first version.
Would you guys like to give your rating / final thoughts on the movie real quick?
I'll give my final thoughts before I give a rating, because this isn't like it's a visceral movie, 100%. This is a movie that like you would absolutely, because like we've watched stuff like Terrifier,
Yeah.
and that's a different kind of visceral, because that's a goofy visceral where we're watching this demonic clown just fucking saw people in half or freeze them with a fucking fire extinguisher, then break their hands with a hammer. It's goofy. This is a movie that is so visceral because it is like the darkest parts of humanity as just normal people. Like, I shouldn't say normal people, but as people that look like normal, you know?
Yes.
These are the kinds of like people that you could bump into any day,
It
and
is.
you never know they could be this fucked up.
Yeah, definitely. It
It
does
is
freak
it
you
is
out.
fucking like disgusting in a way, right? How the sheriff, who is an ass man, as he claims, also has a daughter that happens to be named Chastity.
Yep, called that one right. And right as he started screaming her name, it was like Chastity, and I was like, "You're kidding me, right?"
You're fucking with me, right?
I was like,
It's very on the nose, but like it's not terrible.
yeah, that's very apropos.
Yeah, that's fair. Danny, thoughts?
Um, I honestly, when we were talking about it, we were talking about it, and being the rape movie, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, how fucking bad could it be? I've seen stuff like that. I've seen movies like Last House on the Left, uh, where there are stuff like that in the movie, but it gave me very much Last House on the Left vibes because it was very similar. Except in that movie, the revenge was from the father when he finds out what happened to his daughter, rather than.
Are you thinking about the right movie?
Isn't that Last House on the
Last
Left?
House on the Left. Last House on the Left was
Last House on
the
the Left is one with the
daughter
fucking.
gets assaulted, and the people that did it, like the father, ends up getting revenge on them.
I thought
Like,
Last
I
Last
House
know
House
on the
on the Left
Left.
came out in 2009. It follows a parents who seek brutal vengeance against a group of criminals who assaulted their daughter and unwittingly took shelter in their home.
What
Yeah, I
fucking
remember
movie
he
am I
puts one
thinking?
of their heads in the fucking microwave.
Yep.
And,
Turns on the microwave until he
Yep.
goes pop.
mm-hmm.
There's like another Last House on the House on the Left movie. I
Well, the
thought.
original came out in 1972. This came out in 2009. And like I said, I got a bunch of vibes from that. And then looking at both the release dates of this movie and Spit on Your Grave, which were 1978 and 2010, it's really funny because they kind of just remade the same movie twice.
I will say, I think I know what movie you're thinking of, Tyro. It's not called Last House on the Left. It's something like The Girl at the End of the Street or something like that. It has a weird name that involves girl.
Generic
The one with
person
Sarah
placed.
Paxton, I thought.
Sarah Paxton.
Yeah, we're
horror
gonna look this up.
There's
She
a.
was in Last House on the Left. The 2009 Last House on the Left.
Yeah, that's the one that I watched. She was also in Return to Halloween Town in 2006. What a
What's
fucking
what the-
juxtaposition.
She was also in Barbarian.
And Weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's, I guess, thinking of the same movie, but, I mean, did you just block out the fact that there's also an entire forest rape scene in that movie, too?
I fucking guess so. Whenever I remember watching a movie called Last House on the Left, and essentially it was like a bunch of like stereotypical people, like a stoner, the jock, etc., and they all go into this house or whatever, and it's people controlling the like these
Cabin in the
monsters.
Woods.
Cabin in the Woods. Okay, there's
How
yeah.
in the fuck did you get those two mixed up?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Cabin in the Woods is a bunch of people go to a cabin in the woods,
Yeah,
and then
that's it.
based on whatever item they pick up, there's like an extra worldly force that is being run in the background by a bunch of people, and they inflict them with whatever curse of the object they picked up with.
Okay,
So
yeah,
it was like,
I was totally wrong.
if they touch this one, it would have been zombies, or if they touch this one, it would have been a flood.
I do remember this. Yeah, yeah. Any other thoughts on that, Danny?
Yeah, like I said, I was getting a lot of vibes from like Last House on the Left ish.
Yeah.
It was definitely an uncomfortable watch. I feel like if I had sat down and tried to watch this by myself, it would be something that I just wouldn't really be able to do. Like it didn't. It's not a movie that I'm like, oh yeah, no, like that was a good watch. Like I watched it and I was like, it was an experience, but I mean, it wasn't a very comfortable or fun experience in any way, shape, or
No,
form.
this
No.
is not a movie that's like fun in the sense of like how movies can be fun.
Yeah, like Weapons was fun with its ending where we were cracking up. We've watched the Terrifier movies. We've watched, other things like Saw and Scream where they have torture porn in it, but there's just something so uncomfortable about the
The
absence of
events. There's no
it's like
like
the absence
let
of
up.
having control over your body
Yeah.
It
and
is.
then having someone else's will forced on top of you, and then like even her being able to reclaim that at the end of the movie with all the revenge torture porn that she makes out of it. Like
Mhm.
it's still yes, they 100% deserved it. Yes, the things that she did to them was awful, and the
Yes.
things that they did to her was awful, but it doesn't give you that feeling of catharsis.
No,
Of
there is no
there's
relief
no
from
feel
this.
good. Yes.
Yes. You
Where in
don't.
something like Terrifier, you get those funny scenes with art where you're like, this is just fucking over the top ridiculous, even though it's torture porn.
Yeah.
But you kind of laugh at it. We were trying to make jokes, and we were all fucking stunned silent. There was like 13 of us in a Discord, and nobody was saying a fucking word.
Yeah.
Like we
That was that.
physically did not want to pay attention to it.
Danny's quote was an icebreaker in one of the violently silent moments.
Yeah, I do attempt to break up very tense moments with humor,
I love that about
especially
you.
since I know that a lot of people either close to us or related to us or even some of us that were in that Discord have experienced trauma on that level before, and it is a very touchy subject and not something that we do make jokes about. When I say that we were making jokes, it wasn't so much about like haha it's funny what they're doing to her. It was more like this is an incredibly awkward thing that we are all dealing with, and we need to try to like levy some of the heaviness off of us so that we
Absolutely.
all don't feel incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah. I definitely
Um
agree.
so yeah, I mean, like I said, it wasn't necessarily a great watch. We've definitely watched better things together. It's very hard to comment on something that's so heavy and so deep,
Yeah.
but it, you know, it wasn't like a terrible movie. It's just not something that
No,
I would ever go. Then
It's a
here's my
one-time
okay,
watch.
really good final fucking thing. How the fuck did they make 4 more movies?
Uh,
well, it's
Remakes.
not. Yeah, because we were talking about this. Let me pull it back up. Because there are other ones. Like, so here's the thing. Because I've watched the sequel, which is I Spit on Your Grave 2, and it doesn't involve the same characters, but it takes place in Russia, and it's like this woman on vacation. I don't remember all the exact details, but it pretty much plays out the exact same way, and it is also pretty visceral because in it's a little bit more because like this is you could say there's like a fish out of water story with this first one because it's a novelist from the city going into the woods to get peace and quiet only for that sanctity of peace and quiet to be completely destroyed by people and have no control over the situation. And this is a girl going on vacation to Russia and literally being as far away from home as, oh my god, I think it was a human trafficking thing if I remember. It was even more fucked up.
What's
It
that
was
other
a
one called about human trafficking? What is that movie? There's like two people. The Hostel.
Hostel.
Hostel. Yeah. Yeah.
Hostel. Yeah.
I was literally about to bring up Hostel when you said that, and then the other one that I can think of that's less horror and more action-packed thriller would have
Taken.
been Taken.
Yeah. Yeah. My final thoughts on this is, so I'm the one who picked it, so I'm kind of going to talk about that. I wanted everybody to be really fucking. So we've watched movies like Good Boy. We've watched movies like The Long Walk, and while there are themes, there are etc. I wanted something that made your fucking brain hurt. I wanted something that made you sit and fucking talk about it and just fucking think about all the ramifications. And I don't know, just something that wasn't just a movie. That was something far more, that was fucking graphic, that like made you want to turn your head. Um, that being said, while we are we love to make jokes and shit. If you or a loved one is experiencing something similar, or you are uncomfortable in like a relationship, etc., you deserve all the power and all the ability to consent, and you are loved. And I just want to leave it with that. Any other opinion things?
No, I think that's
It's a very strong end point. Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah.
I don't have anything that I could possibly add other than there's always someone that's willing to help you. Don't ever think that you're alone.
Absolutely.
Topics like this are incredibly serious. Uh, there will always be someone that you can trust and confide in that can get you out of any situation, no matter how dark you think it is. So don't give up. There's always someone out there trying to help others. I mean, we try to make you guys laugh. Um, Obviously, we don't have like a super strong connection with you, but I mean, if anyone were to ever come to me and be like, "I need a friend," I would be there for them. It's just the person that I am.
It is the person he
So,
is. Danny's a listener. He's a lover. We love Danny. Love Junie.
I mean,
And we love you. Thank you guys for watching. That was a great segue by me, by the way. um, that being said, the next thing we will be reviewing, talking about, watching, etc., will be much later. I am a positive of it. But also, we
Yes.
will be finishing Chapter E soon, hopefully, because I do want to get through that and actually see where that goes and if there's a payoff for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of 25 minutes of us looking at fucking dirt.
And dead
Or
animals.
naked, dead animals, naked
Dead
guy
animals,
walking through
dirt,
the woods.
naked guy in woods. 5 seconds
Very
of breast followed by a basement scene.
Truth. Thank you guys for watching. This this has been the Degeneracy podcast. We love you. Peace out.
mwah.
Mwah.